Welcome to the program. 501. Here we are. We're on the Stoop tonight.
On the Stoop, second edition.
It's a cold one, so we couldn't quite make it to the park.
It's brisk. We're hoping the camera doesn't die. We're talking Amazon today.
We're talking Amazon, and with that being said, I'm just gonna delve.
Follow the money.
Amazon headquarters 2. They're splitting. They're dividing into. Oh man,
we got a special guest.
Focus. Will, do you want to just jump into this?
We're talking Amazon.
We're talking Amazon. Just sit down and talk. We're live, or you could just go.
You can go.
Either way,
Up to you.
Can I watch? Yeah,
you can watch. Yeah.
We're talking Amazon. If you want to jump in, this is our neighbor, Will.
Maybe he'll get on camera, but
Maybe not.
Maybe
we'll
not.
analyze. All right. So anyway, we're talking headquarters 2. They split it. 25,000 employees, Long Island City. 25,000 in Crystal City, Arlington, right outside of DC.
Okay.
They're saying average salaries are 150K. Sounds great.
That sounds excellent.
Sounds
Sign me up.
beautiful. Imagine $25,000 paying 150K on average. I'll take that.
That's very nice.
That's good for the program. They're saying it's not going to raise rents by more than 0.2% in Crystal City and under 0.1% in New York. 5,000 jobs in Nashville too.
That's good.
So their jobs swinging out. Okay, here's where it gets controversial. $2.8 billion in tax cuts between the city and the state of New York. And then Amazon promises $2.5 billion in infrastructure investment. So it's a little scratch my back, scratch your back.
The infrastructure investments, that's coming from the city?
That's coming from Amazon to the city, like subway, roads, stuff like that. They're going to build a school.
Amazon's doing all that.
But yeah. They're
Are they
ponying up.
themselves, or they're just giving the government the money and they're expecting them to?
I think it might be a little combo. But I don't think they're giving. No, I think they're just gonna
They're gonna do it themselves.
Yeah, I don't know the details.
They got the money. They'll hire the
I
contractors.
think they're gonna build their own school, and maybe they'll invest in the subways or very
Amazon school.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, a little creepy, but okay. Let's push.
Then it starts to get spicy.
Caliente.
All right, so
Picante, should I say.
the most outspoken critic, not the most, but she's up there, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she says, Amazon is a $1 billion company. The idea that they will receive hundreds of millions of dollars in tax breaks at a time when our subway is crumbling and our communities need more investment, not less, is extremely concerning to residents here. So the question is, like, should we be stroking these companies' bank accounts and enticing them to come online? Like, to what extent were they already just going to come to New York, or they already made up their minds and they just got like tons of money out of us in the process?
Right.
And how much benefit will we actually see? That's my point. I think a lot.
That's fair. There could be benefit. I mean, you'd think that more people overall is just sort of a net gain for the city in areas where there could be development, but then that development usually feels like it usually displaces people,
Pushes people right out of
income.
town.
Right. So that's not good because all parts of New York have that sort of
Je ne sais quoi.
yeah, the je ne sais quoi. There's classic communities that exist which have been fading rapidly. It feels like in the past 150 years as everything becomes more homogenized. So we want to avoid that at all costs. And Amazon is sort of the ultimate symbol of homogeneity. I mean, they're trying to do everything across the board. And they're just sucking up companies.
They're coming in and cleaning the house.
Yeah, certainly. I mean,
across the board.
it used to be Sears. That was the big, name and retailer.
Sears went under.
They went under. Then Walmart.
They're over.
Then Walmart, and then Amazon. And now it's like, what will be the next big thing? Amazon today actually took the title of highest market cap. Number 1 most valuable publicly traded company. I mean, they've been ping-ponging back and forth with Alphabet and Microsoft, or Apple and Microsoft. Alphabet is like a consistent 4.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, all the tech stocks had a real bad fall, but now we got a little rebound. Yeah, they're bringing up the rear. Well, you're gonna go inside. It's a little cold. Our
send you the link though.
one audience member.
We'll send you the content.
Yeah, we'll send you the link. Yes, they've been ping-ponging back and forth, but they took the top of the heap today. So, we'll see. They created a whole new sector with their cloud computing. Hello. And that, 14 years ago, it never really existed, and now everyone's trying to get in the game. Microsoft is...
And they're like web services.
Huge.
The best. Yeah,
oh, it's massive.
Gold standard.
Yeah, I mean, they literally created the industry. So.
Okay, so the question is, I had somebody pose this to me. Throughout my time at Stevens and Hoboken, there was a big change, and I would say Hoboken got nicer. The actual area of Hoboken got nicer, like nicer buildings, streets were cleaner, just like parks looked nicer, there was more parks. It was just like the area of Hoboken got better, but if you're defining Hoboken as the people, like Hoboken changed, and like it got whitewashed, and like a lot of corporate people moving to Hoboken, working all week, and then partying on the weekends, and like it depends how we think about Long Island City or Crystal City. Like, isn't the area, like Long Island City will be nicer. This campus is going to be
nicer, it's kind of nice.
Well, it's going to be clean, and beautiful, and well kept, and and there's money there.
Right.
Going to the restaurants, and like there's just more patronage going on. So in that sense, the area of Long Island City, I'd say it would be hard to argue that it isn't. I would say nicer, but maybe that's a little subjective. We could have that discussion.
Yeah, I mean, that niceness is a certain, is cleanliness, of course, is, maybe objectively nice, but there is a certain charm in going to a neighborhood that hasn't, been cleaned up, so to speak.
Right, so, but there's like an anti-charm, and then there's also just falling apart roadie.
I mean, no one wants decrepit neighborhoods with streets that...
I don't mind a quaint town on Niagara, whatever, well preserved. I'll go there for the weekend, right?
On the Hudson.
But if it's Long Island City and it's just a dump and like falling into decay, now it's getting nicer.
It's nice, dude.
It's
that area, Astoria, too.
Because it's gentrifying. It's already there. So like, how many people have we already we've already pushed out so many people.
I know, but just because we pushed out some doesn't mean that we can push out more. The real question is, like, this whole pushing out. It's like, is there a way, instead of pushing out, to just instead build more affordable housing? Like, instead of kicking people out, let's just create more that doesn't, let's not build houses where there were already homes. We don't need apartment buildings and knock out a whole neighborhood, that all live together communally for, a generation or two or three.
Well, that requires building, right? Like,
Well, this is what. But isn't this what Amazon is putting money towards? I mean, they're giving money to contracting to build schools and all these things. Let's build new things. Let's not tear down the old necessarily. Let's improve the old. Lift up
we gotta
the neighborhood.
make room.
Don't displace the neighborhood.
We gotta make room. But what we replace it with, maybe, let's say we tear down a 3-story decrepit piece of
and put up a nice
and send it with some affordable housing.
Right, but if it's too, you also have to think of the cost and like the quality. If all the houses in if every building in the neighborhood is only like 5 stories, and we put up a 60-story glass,
plenty of room.
Well,
people online.
I know, but you also blow out the. There are certain regulations about light that people are allowed to have. If you had a nice light coming through your bay window, suddenly your house is pitch black. morning, noon, and night. That's sad.
No, but that's the San Fran debacle. It's like nobody wants to lose their Golden Gate view, and then nobody has anything. It's all 2-story huts.
It's built. The city is, because of all the earthquakes, it's kind of built on fill. They can't build that much. They can't build super high in all these areas because it's not geologic. They could. If they really wanted to put a big public works engineering project into it, they could. But let's get back to Amazon. It's a large digression.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the main controversy, though. Like, nobody says the work Amazon is doing is. There is that discussion. Like, the automation. Is that objectively bad? Is that the wrong direction? I think it's great. It's progress.
It's great. It's progress. Technological progress.
Simple jobs that a robot can do, like, you don't need people doing it.
Right.
Humans are creative. They're beautiful people. Like,
let's have them do more.
Let's have them do what they're good at.
Right. I agree.
So, with that being said, I don't think there's as much controversy there. The controversy is, like, moving into these cities and, like, making waves. Pushing people out. No, but there's also the pulling people in too.
New people in. Yeah. Definitely. You can't
move to New York to work at Amazon.
Right. That's definitely true. There's a good point my uncle raised out in San Francisco, actually, where he lives. He was talking. A lot of people bring up one of the quaint parts of San Francisco is that it still has a lot of these old sort of mom and pop stores that haven't been driven out by pricing because of better contracts, but they still are getting pushed out, not quite at the rate that New York has changed, but these stores are closing. And a point that he raised was that it wasn't just because of rent prices. Another big factor that people aren't thinking about is patronage, as we said. Like, everyone only wants to pay to go to an experience nowadays, right? Nobody's like really going shopping for things that they can buy online, buy on Amazon. Next day drone delivery. And what people do is sometimes, though, which is kind of even worse, is there was a store in my neighborhood, Liberty House, that had this exact thing happen to them. Is people would go in, try stuff on just to see if it fit, and then go online and buy it for cheaper. And that's definitely wrong. That totally rubs everybody the wrong way if you got some kind of moral compass. But it does raise the point. I mean, economically, of course, everyone understands why they're doing that, right? They're saving a buck, and Amazon's undercutting them pay. But it's not good. And we need a better.
There, like, if I'm gonna order online, I'm taking the chance that it will fit. Like, I'm not gonna go burn some store.
I've had that happen too. I've gotten plenty of
or whatever. Like, that's the risk you take by buying online. You can't just. That's wrong to
go to a store and you spend an hour with the salesman and then he gets no commission. Yeah, that's evil. That's bad. That's low. That's low. And I've been burned on some online purchases. I got some Levi's back in the day in high school that never fit well around the waist. I mean, these trousers around my knees most of the time.
But you wear them out.
I gave them away.
Or you give them away.
Or you send them back. But I was just like, the postage and then the time going to the post office. Everybody loves getting packages delivered, and nobody likes sending things out.
Yeah, that's
Amazon's got it automated.
Amazon's got that pretty good.
Yeah, they got it rocked up. It's not clear. Amazon's one of those murky middle grounds because it isn't really clear if it's good for our society or if it's actually kind of bad for our society. Like, is everything just becoming super synthesized? Is it just going to be 5 corporations in 15 years? Right, the bank stocks, although Facebook's been crashing. Leaf. Attacking the leads, folks. We got a dump truck coming through here.
I honestly didn't even notice it until you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, the leaf was a distraction.
The leaf was more taken away, yeah. It took me back.
There was a great, South Park did a 2-part episode, sort of mini-series kind of thing, the last 2 episodes of the season about the Amazon Fulfillment Center. First one was like Unfulfilled, and it was all about like if a fulfillment center came to South Park. It was pretty funny. It was good satire.
Good content.
It was good content. I wish I had more points to raise from it, but you should just go see it. If you're interested.
Shout out.
It's good. It was good.
Throwaway fun.
Yeah.
You were talking about, is Amazon generally good for society?
Yeah, good or a net positive or a net negative?
I'd say it has to be net positive. I can't even think of that many net negatives. Like, it pushes people out of Long Island City.
But it also fundamentally changes the way that we shop and changes the way we consume.
Yeah.
Changes the way, no, but in those ways, the case can be made that it's bad. I mean, it's so many. You talk about environmentally, packaging. You can talk about the further sort of large trucks rolling down the street. It looks maybe a movie set or something.
That's nice.
Across 110th Street. The environmental packaging thing, as I just raised, but then also sort of the pornographication of consumerism, right? It's just like you're emphasized to buy and spend more and more. Everybody's getting on Prime, so that you get discounts now at Whole Foods. They bought Whole Foods, so you get discounts there. They're making TV shows. They got the web services. I mean, I'm not saying Big Brother, but the Alexas are definitely listening.
Somebody's in the room.
I don't know, maybe the net negative isn't so clear right now, but there's some scary trends, and it's hard to address them now because everything's happy-go-lucky, and my food arrived on time.
And it's gourmet.
And it tastes great. Oh, it certainly tastes good. I got a quote from the Wall Street Journal article too. I'll pull that up while you dance with that one.
I'll dance with that. Yeah, it's true. Like, they're really consolidating a lot in one spot, which is always a concern. But I think the conversation, is the conversation just about Amazon, or is it about any company that's doing it? Like, if Facebook came to Long Island City and brought 25,000, would that be any different, or?
Facebook's obviously, I think, a little worse in the public eye right now because of all the controversy. But I mean, Amazon wasn't good. I mean, they were treating their workers terribly. Bernie had that big push. You know, he was in the news a lot about railing against the fact that they were paying starvation wages, as he called it. And then Bezos ultimately decided to go to 15 an hour. You know, that's the timer. We'll push a little. Bezos went to 15 an hour. Now, it wasn't all because of Bernie, but I mean, that was a big win for those workers who aren't making the 150K, right? That's like a select part of the Amazon work staff. Most of those people are, they're putting the thing into the box and send it to the robots, but they're not getting paid great. I mean, who knows how they feel about it? It'd be interesting to hear their perspective.
Those are jobs, right?
And those are kinds of jobs that will probably be automated pretty soon. Like, that'll be automated faster than the people who are probably doing front-end coding.
People in Long Island City are going to be automating those.
Automating the other Amazon. Honestly, probably. They're probably...
Realistic.
Yeah, synthesize the company even further. Less and less people.
Why not?
It'll just be Jeff Bezos with a huge brain. Just, Naira wants UTV. Send it to Madison.
Provide.
Yeah.
Provide.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up. Did you have a closing thought, or?
Yeah, I mean, I had I had just a quote in particular. It was similar to how broad fears of slow and global growth contributed to one of the most punishing quarters for tech stocks. Recent short-term optimism is factoring into their rally, analysts said. So the tech stocks had a real bad quarter in the fall, but they've been rebounding now, and the stocks have been the tech stocks have been slowly every day or hours, even a couple changes of hours within the day, taking over the top market evaluation. So you just see that we'll see, they're all sort of scrapping at each other. It'll be interesting to see how this develops. If what's the next big disruptor to this massive, you can't even call it retail anymore. Amazon started off with like books and retail. They literally do almost everything now. Yeah. It's like hard to think of a certain thing that they're not getting into. Until I see the Amazon laundromat, then probably Amazon bubbles. I'm sure it might have already be. I don't know. I could be making up a thing, or maybe I saw it and it's some implicit thing that just came